Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. Jota, and today we have to talk about Endrick, and the reason for that is because today everybody's talking about the Brazilian player after he scored for the first time in the Brasileirão Championship. Only 16-year-old guy scoring the first goal. He is officially the youngest player in getting it, okay? The youngest player in scoring one goal in the Brasileirão Championship, which is great. And because as well, and the second reason is, yesterday during our streaming in Twitch, I had the opportunity to talk Edu Cornago, one of the most famous journalists in Spain. He is a guy who has been in good connection with the entourage of Endrick, right? With the people close to Endrick. He had the opportunity to interview Endrick, I think it was like 1 year ago, before nobody else in Spain. He was the first one, and he talked to me about Endrick yesterday during this streaming, and he basically said something really interesting for all los Madridistas, which is he already has something with Real Madrid, or the talks, the negotiation with Real Madrid is in a very advanced stage, which means Real Madrid is super close to sign up the player for, maybe the next season or the next year, whatever it is, whenever it is going to be for Real Madrid. And the reason for that is because the player only wants to play for Real Madrid because he's from Brazil. He knows very well to Vinicius Jr. He knows very well to Rodrigo Goes, and he actually wanna play for Real Madrid and nobody else, right? So regardless the money, regardless the price, regardless the team that pops up trying to sign up the player, Endrick just wanna play for Real Madrid, and that's it. So it's not only the player is a very good player and is a very good option for Real Madrid, it is also a very good option for multiple reasons. He's a super young guy, he's a lot of potential, he's a rising star, everybody knows him, everybody loves him, and Real Madrid within Brazil is a big institution, and everybody really knows Real Madrid, and everybody really wants to play and have the chance to play in Real Madrid, because Real Madrid is the difference between any other club in the world and the European soccer top elite level, right? You know what I'm saying? So for Endrick, it is very important to become a Real Madrid player, and that's why after Edu Cornago said all these things regarding to Endrick, then the other journalists like Jose Felix Diaz and Mario Cortegana and Marca and Diario AS came up with different information regarding to Endrick and the reports that Juni Calafat already had regarding to the player. Apparently very positive reports and encouraging to Real Madrid to sign the player because it's really worth it. We were talking about how much money can it cost for Real Madrid, and he basically said at some point anywhere between 50 to 60 million Palmeiras will ask to Real Madrid for the player, but not too much. They're not going to push to Real Madrid too much because they know if Real Madrid says, okay, we're done here, it's over, we're not going to keep negotiating because the price is too much or something like that, they don't want that happen, right? So at some point they will say, okay, we have to find a point of meeting between each other, and we have to find a price that really works out for both of us, and that price might be 50 to 55 million dollars, right? So that is good enough for Real Madrid, and I think that is going to be the price of the players. So basically, as a bottom line, what I want to tell you guys is when I had the opportunity, now that I am having the opportunity to speak to Edu Cornago, all Thursdays and Tuesdays and Thursdays in my streaming, in my Twitch channel, guys, just show up because it's very important all the things that he has to share with all of us, because he has a lot of very good information for all of us, right? So that's great, and all the information that you probably will hear about Endrick, it's gonna be from Edu Cornago and it's gonna be from Real Madrid, because we have the best information when it comes to Real Madrid signings and stuff like that, okay? So that is as far as Real Madrid, that is as far as Endrick and all the stuff. And then we have more news. This is from R.Faez, who claims, there you go, here it is. Who claims Real Madrid will work on the signing of Jude Bellingham really quick, just because Jude Bellingham wants to wrap this up and right immediately, right? He probably wants to become a Real Madrid player really quick, because for him it's very important to have his future secure and safe and all this stuff. So that's why he really wants to work the things out with Real Madrid and wrap this up, and that's it. And for Real Madrid it's good as well. The thing is, we're not going to have another crazy summer in terms of signings, in terms of rumors, players and all this stuff, just because Real Madrid is planning ahead everything, right? And from my understanding, what Real Madrid wants to dodge is pretty much all the craziness regarding to or surrounding the signings, players, names, speculation, rumors and all the stuff. So the best thing we can do is try to wrap this up right quick, so nobody, and literally nobody, no journalists, no media, nobody literally can speculate with the possibility for Real Madrid to do something, whatever it is, right? So the most important for us right now is to wrap this whole thing up, right? And the good news is Jude Bellingham wants to play for Real Madrid, which is great, and Real Madrid really wants to Bellingham to play for Real Madrid as well. So once Real Madrid is interested in the player, I'd say there won't be any obstacle in the middle, right, for us to sign the player. And that is very good for us, right? Because there's always somebody else. There's always any other team who has more money to lay on the table to sign a player, right? For example, last year it was Manchester City for Haaland, right? They paid like a bunch of, 70, 80 million or whatever it was, right, for the Norwegian player, and they got him, right? And Real Madrid, it's not only the money, but we also had Benzema, so that was a little bit difficult for us to sign the player, because he knew it was going to be difficult for him to play in Real Madrid when you have a player like Benzema ahead of you, right? So I don't know what is going to happen, but my opinion is Real Madrid has or is in a very advanced talks for Jude Bellingham and also Endrick. And what is not going to happen is we see Bellingham or even Endrick flying to another place, flying or playing for another team, because we have all the things already done, right? So that is what is going to happen. And of course, the main consequence is going to be for us not to see another crazy summer like the last summer we had with Kylian Mbappe, or the previous summer with Kylian Mbappe, Neymar, or whoever it is, right? It's going to be very relaxed, and it's going to be very tranquil, and considering the two players will be already signed for Real Madrid. And then in the mid-term, right, in the long term, we are going to sign to Erling Haaland. And as far as the signings, I think that it's going to be set, right? With Endrick on one side, Endrick and Bellingham one side, and then on the other hand, having to Haaland for the future, it's going to be enough for Real Madrid. And I don't think that we are going to see any other, any other player coming up or something like that. So, that is what the transfer market for Real Madrid will look like in the next 6 months, right? And probably after the World Cup of Qatar, we will learn something else about Bellingham, Endrick, and more players. So let's see what happens. And that, to me, it's gonna be very easy transfer market, very easy situation for all Real Madrid fans. And that is my understanding. So I think that is really what Real Madrid really wants to, or the things happen, right? In terms of signing Haaland and Endrick and all the stuff. So that is the most important for you all guys to know, because we have to these players almost signed up for Real Madrid already, so we won't have to wait for another crazy summer or wait just for July and see what happens and then start the talks, start the negotiations and all the stuff. So it's gonna be done, I mean, right earlier than that.